Hi guys, welcome back to the best chess channel in the entire world, and thank you for subscribing to the best chess channel in the entire world. We have crossed 1K subscribers finally on my channel, and if you are new, please subscribe, like, share, comment. And also, I'm starting a new series. So I made this account like many months ago, and I'm not really active on that account. So I'm only rated like 1100 in rapid on that account. So I decided I'll show you how you can go from 1100 to 1400. So basically, this is a new series. So yeah, let's get started. I'll share my thought process, my tips, tricks, any tactics if I can find. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's get started. Okay, we are black. So I'm gonna start with the Karokan. Also, I won't be able to analyze this game because I don't like have uh, a membership for this account. This is a very, I think this is a very old account. I don't remember, but yeah. Okay, let's play. So the Karukan goes with c6 and then d5. Hmm. So we'll bring out our bishop first and then push this pawn. Because if we'll first push this pawn, our bishop will get blocked. So every time you are pushing a pawn, always think to yourself, always ask this question that you're not blocking any piece. Okay, so our queen is attacked. We can always push the pawn. If pawn takes, we can take with the pawn. Or if pawn takes, we can take with the knight and develop the knight. If pawn takes, maybe the king is going to castle here, so maybe we can take the pawn with the pawn and have open file, bring the rook out on g8 and have an open file. So every time you have to take a piece, always think twice, if I should take a pawn with a pawn or if there's something better option. Right now I just felt like bringing out the knight here to develop it because I don't want to take first, so I wanted him to take first. Now we can take with this knight, we can take with the g knight, or we can take with the pawn, and I think I should take with the pawn. Simple reason, he's gonna castle, short castle, so we want an open file. By short castle we means the king is gonna castle on the king side and not the queen side. Queen side castling means long castle. He's attacking the bishop, but I'm going to bring the bishop back. Why? Because our pawn will take and we will have an amazing pawn army. So every time so it's not necessary to always take. Like you should wait for your opponent to take some time, like calculate. If I would have taken, he would have taken with his queen. And, I don't want his queen here. Like, just stay away from my king, you queen. So, yeah. Now, what else can we do? I think everything is protected. We can bring the knight here and develop. I just feel right now, instead of moving the same knight again and again and wasting time, maybe we should first bring out the other knight, which is on g8, you know, and attack the bishop with it. What do you guys think? I think that is better because one, tip number two is you shouldn't move the same piece again and again in the opening. Of course, if it's mandatory, if you don't have any choice, then you have to. But if you have choices, if there's no threat, don't move the same piece again and again. We are attacking the bishop here, and this pawn is hanging, so we have to be little careful. Always ask yourself, is my piece hanging? Can I attack something? Can I take, every time you're taking a piece, ask yourself, do I need to take this piece with the pawn? Or like if it's attacked with different pieces, then you need to question yourself. Now maybe we can attack the bishop as well, and everything is protected, so the knight cannot go on all these arrows which I'm showing, right? He can only go back, he cannot come in the front. This is what pawns do, right? We have a pawn army here. Okay, now I just decided to bring out the queen and attack the pawn because his pawn is hanging, number one. And number two, the queen is looking sad there. So I just felt like I should bring this out. Now, what can we do? We can castle. We can push this pawn. Pawn takes, or maybe the knight takes. No, knight shouldn't take because that would be a blunder. So pawn takes, he takes, then bishop takes, then knight takes. Nope. I think we'll lose the piece that way. So I think first we should just castle. Now we can always push this pawn. Now we are in the middle game. So you need to, question yourself, and you to every move, if there's any check, if there's any threat, if there's any capture. Right now, we don't have a check, we don't have a capture, but we can always threat this bishop. Okay, and this is what we are doing. Now, I think he castled there, which is a very, very big no, because he can see that I have all my attack going on the king side. So he shouldn't castle on the short side, or like he shouldn't short castle. If you see there are too many pieces attacking, you shouldn't castle on that side. What can we do now? So my plan is I brought my bishop back, and then I'm gonna bring the queen back on that same diagonal and prepare to attack. After pushing this knight away. So first need to protect this. So you have to question yourself, right? If I'll not pay attention and just focus on my plan, I'll just lose the pawn. So first you see what your opponent is doing, and then you make a move. So this was tip number 3. Now I'm just waiting to bring the queen here and attacking on the king on h2. How do I get rid of this knight? I can go here, but first we need to bring our queen here. So now I can go, and if he takes, we'll simply give a check. It won't be a mate as of now. If the rook was there, it would have been a mate. Also, I was just checking if this is a new account, because he's not playing very bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's fine. The bishop cannot come here because of the pawn. Now we, as of now, the queen is not really doing anything, so we'll just go ahead with our plans. And if he takes, we take the king with a check. So let's see. Hmm, everything is protected. Every move you need to question yourself. Everything is protected. Yes or no? Is there any check? Yes or no? Is there any capture? Is there any threat? Is there any attack? You know, the the queen is not really attacking here. Everything is protected. This pawn is also protected by the rook. So can you find a good move here? Like, maybe he can sacrifice something. I don't think. If he does, we first take the knight with the check, and then we'll take the bishop. Okay, so I think it is better to first take. Can we take here and sacrifice? If the king takes, we still cannot give a checkmate because of this knight. The knight is protecting on the f3 square. So first, we need to eliminate the knight. Okay, we have eliminated the biggest supporter or the biggest defender of that piece. Now I'll take this with the rook and create some open space for the queen to slide in. Oh, okay. So what can we do here? You can see my face, you can see my expression. I'm kind of like nervous, and I'm kind of calculating like what should we do? Am I playing bad? Am I playing good? Should I push this pawn? Takes. So first I thought, always keep in mind tactics. Pin. So we pin this pawn so that if there's queen on g3 or any other piece, the pawn won't be able to take it. The queen might come here to attack. Nope, that is not a possibility. So I'm happy. You can see the expression. My expressions tell everything. Like, I cannot hide my expressions. So I just decided to push this pawn and create an open file. Okay, and maybe we can like create a battery, or maybe we can develop this knight. We have multiple options here. um Maybe we can take with the queen, take with the rook, or with the knight. Okay, this is interesting. He is developing his knight. But why? Because he cannot develop his knight on any of the squares ahead. Okay, maybe we'll just focus on taking. Now, we can. I'm just thinking of bringing the queen here in front of the rook and create a battery, and maybe try to attack in future. Right now, it's not possible because the queen is protecting it. So maybe we can bring the knight here as well, out here as well, and attack the bishop. But maybe his knight will take it. But we'll still go ahead with the plan. My idea here is to simplify the game and to take his pieces as soon as possible and deliver a checkmate. Okay, so I'll just first go here. Maybe takes we take with the pawn, and then should I do that, or should I just create a battery? Maybe I should first create a battery because this pawn is attacked, but we can take with our pawn, and the rook cannot take it. So I'll just create a battery. Okay, now this is interesting. He's playing good. So maybe it's time to use another tactic. We are pinning the bishop. So we have used the tactic of pin here. Now his bishop cannot take, so we can always take the bishop, but this is still attacked. So let's see. Maybe I'll bring this knight out um, on like c4 to attack the bishop once more, but he's probably gonna take with his knight. We can do that. Right now we cannot. Like if I take, he's gonna take with the rook, and that would be a blunder, I think. So we'll develop our knight first. Okay, and now if he takes, what should we do if he takes? Or should we take the bishop? Yeah, maybe we should take the bishop. I was so scared here. Okay, he took it. Now we're gonna take back the knight, attacking the queen. And if the queen takes, what are we gonna do? Can you guess our next move? Exchange the queens. The best move here is to exchange the queens. You shouldn't take here because the rook is protecting it. And if I take, rook takes, suppose, and then I take with the rook, but the king can always go back, and and he'll be safe. So you need to like calculate at least like your move and your opponent's next move. So this was tip number 4. Don't just calculate your moves, calculate opponent moves as well. This was tip 4, right? Not 3. Okay, whatever. Now we can take it because the pawn is pinned. So we have a good check. Now what is he gonna do next? Hmm we cannot take the pawn because our rook is not protected. Now is the time for calculations. We have to deliver the checkmate. I can go back, but he always has this square on c2, you know. So, should I take the pawn first or should I give a check? And if I uh, give a check with h1, okay, first let's see where the king can go. These three squares, king cannot go. King can only go on c2 right now. So maybe we should first take the pawn and cancel out that square. I mean, block that square, and the king won't be able to go to on c2. Or if I give a check, I think that's too much calculations. Let's just make it simple. If I given a check, I think the king would have escaped somehow. Now where can we go next? Hmm. He took. Now we don't really have to take. Don't be on autopilot mode. Always calculate. Always think about checks, captures, and threats. We do have a check, uh, two checks, but which one to give? Again, if I go with rook f1, he will most probably go on c2. So maybe I should go and give a check on d3. So rook d3 maybe. This is what I think. If you find a better move, do let me know. Okay. Now this is attacked. So we have multiple options here. Either we can take the pawn, or we can take the rook. I just feel like I shouldn't take the pawn because he's gonna come up, like he's gonna give me a check with the pawn, and it might cause some problems. So I just felt like I should take the rook. Now let's see for another check. We have a check. Yes, we do have a check. So let's give a check first. um and see what is he gonna do next. We have given a check. Okay, our rook is attacked, our bishop is attacked too. We need to save both of them. How can we do that? Simply keeping the rook on the same same row, but just move this behind. And if he gives us a check with the pawn, we simply take the pawn. Okay, so takes. Let's see what is he gonna do next. I think he's give yeah, takes. And now we are just winning this game, guys. He can give us he can give us a couple of checks, and we'll just go forward. Always make sure you go forward. Of course, if it's necessary, go backward, but most of the time make sure that you go forward. Yeah, give a check. If he comes here, we take the pawn. Not a problem. Now, okay, he went there, so we'll take the pawn with our bishop, and protect all the other pawns as well. Check. I'll again go forward and attack the rook. He went here, so we'll just give a check again, and we have a mate in a couple of moves. So don't complicate, just bring the kings in front of each other and give a check here. If he doesn't pay attention, okay, checkmate. GG's, guys, it was a good game. GG's, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we have reached 1170. So let's see how many days it takes us to reach 1200, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye bye.